All right, next exercise, we have plank leg lifts. There are a couple of different ways we can go about this. We can do a plank from our forearms, we can do a plank from our hands. We're going to walk through the positions for both of these. One of them is going to feel a little bit easier to do than the other. For most people, doing a plank from the hands is a little bit more challenging, and holding the position is a lot harder to do. So the goal of this exercise is to be lifting our leg up, going into extension, and we want to do that exercise from a most stable position that we can. So even if that means from the forearms at the beginning, that is completely acceptable. All right, so we're going to have Chase get down onto his forearms to start. He's going to stack his shoulders over his elbows, locking out the legs and getting into a plank position. He's going to drop his hips down just slightly and tuck his pelvis underneath him. So you'll notice a nice flat and plain back, as opposed to an arched back or as opposed to sagging hips. This is not where we want to be. We want to bring the hips up, tuck the pelvis under so that the back is nice and flat. In this position, he's then going to be alternating, raising his leg up and holding it for a 1 second count, bringing it up and back down again, maintaining that nice flat back. So I'm going to cue him to tuck his pelvis underneath him and then lift that leg up. How far he's able to lift that leg is going to be reduced. If I allowed him to lift that leg up as high as he wanted with any movement he could muster, he's going to arch his back a lot, and that is not the goal of this exercise. Once again, we are immobilizing a part of the body to focus on strengthening another part of the body. And go ahead and take a knee for a second, and we'll move on to the next plank position. So if you don't feel that front plank from the forearms is challenging enough for you, you're able to execute that move while maintaining a nice steady upper body, we're going to have you come up onto your hands. We are going to stack our shoulders over our wrists, locking out the legs. And once again, we're going to bring those hips up and tuck the pelvis under. Again, nice and flat back. We're not going to drop the hips and be in a sagging bridge position. We're not going to collapse the shoulder blades. We're going to lift the hips up, tuck the pelvis underneath us, holding this position, shoulders over the wrists, and you're going to alternate raising that leg up one side and back down again. Get those hips up a little bit more and tuck that pelvis underneath and back down. Raise it up and back down. Go ahead and take a knee. Perfect.